right, I want to welcome each of you to this Friday morning motivation. My name's Joan Robison, and if I've never met you before, I have a cat hair in my mouth. If I've never met you before, it's nice to meet you. Welcome to the call. If you're watching the replay, we're super excited you're here, and you may want to join my Flip the Switch community on Facebook. And yeah, get on over there and experience being part of the community, as well as you can certainly check out my website at joanrobison.com. And today, we just heard from one of our regulars, Jen, who just shared with us how she was able to move through an anxiety moment or something that caused her anxiety by reaching out to her husband and really saying, gosh, if I do need to have someone to chat with, that he would be available. The second thing she did was she focused on how she wanted to feel that day. And it happened to be her birthday. She was meeting her sister. So she was able just to keep those thoughts in a positive way and continue to affirm those as she drove to her birthday breakfast. So I think that's outstanding. All right. What I'd like to do first is let's kick us off with some breathing. So if you're in a place, not driving, where you can sit up really straight, get your feet grounded. So just right on the floor. If you can take your shoes off, great. If not, it's all good. You can also ground with your sits bones. And what we're going to do is just begin breathing in and settling into your space. So what I like to do for this particular breathing is come in through your nose, go anywhere from the count of 6 to 8, starting really low at the low belly. And these first few breaths, so take a minute or two and just get comfortable with yourself and your body. And you're really taking a mental scan of how you're feeling. Okay, so that might be really good in some areas of the body. You might have some stress somewhere. You might, take your head and go back and forth and go, oh, it's a little tight here. I like to also reach up, kind of look overhead, give myself a nice stretch along this side, and then same thing along this side, looking up. And just taking this moment for you, giving yourself some gratitude that you showed up here today and that you are ready to fill yourself with light and release some of those things that aren't serving you. So as you begin, I want you to breathe in 6 to 8. So real slow, filling up the lungs, coming up and holding it right up top, holding your breath for a quick second and then letting it out through your mouth. Go ahead and do a few of those and just listen to what I'll share. So right now, I want you to visualize a beautiful golden bowl that's placed in front of you, that the angels placed there, that God, the universe, however you want to believe, has placed there. And that beautiful golden bowl sits and serves as a place for you to release any fears, anxiety, any doubt, any worries. And as you breathe in, I want you to place those things in the beautiful golden bowl. And as you begin breathing in and releasing what you don't want on your breath out, I want you to thank those fears for what they're teaching you. So thank those fears for whatever they're teaching you. Continue to breathe in and breathe out. And then I want you to put your lips together and just begin breathing in and breathing out through the nose. So just close your eyes, visualize, take that scan of your body, looking at the physical, the emotional, and knowing that this is connecting you spiritually to your source of strength. So as you continue to breathe in, I want you to take one more scan of your body, one more scan of your emotions, and anything that's not serving you, I want you just to place in that golden bowl and thank that. And as we send that bowl and those energies back to where they came from, I want you to visualize yourself now stepping up your awareness, stepping up your consciousness, and stepping into a beautiful golden waterfall. This waterfall is light, and it's the beautiful light that we're going to ignite within you. And this is that light that attracts people to you. So as you continue to breathe in, drawing in that breath, visualize that light pouring into you from your crown, right on down into your neck, all the way opening up all of your chakras, sitting up really straight. And I want you just to pull that light in on those breaths in, pushing it down around through your body. This light is love, it's healing, it's joyous, it's peaceful. Bring it on down to the front of your body through your vital organs and push that light to anywhere that needs a little bit of extra healing, coping abilities, anything that you truly need. Next breath in, draw it in, push it down. Light fills down into the root chakra, down deep as you take a breath into the Kundalini. Light splits at the legs, goes down through the thighs. I like to wrap it around the knees, through the shins, through, and of course, all of your arms, fingers, and toes, and grounding you to the earth, coming out through the balls of your feet. And as you're illuminated, I want you to continue drawing the breath in slowly, filling again those lungs, holding at the top, and letting out through your nose. Take a few moments right there and just feel that connection. Now I want you to think about an intention, a goal, desire, anything that you want. I want you to just bring that intention forward and visualize how is that going to feel to either have that thing, to achieve that emotional space, to achieve the goal, or it just may be something small. Could just be what you want for the day and how you want your day to unfold. Take a few minutes and give yourself a moment or two to really focus. Focus on that intention. All right, I want you to bring your attention back to your head, and I want you to give yourself gratitude. I want you to take just a moment, put one arm over, not if you're driving, one arm over your left shoulder, one arm over your right shoulder, and give yourselves a hug. Gratitude for being here, thanking yourself, giving yourself that little extra bit of self-love that often we don't pause and do for ourselves. Oftentimes, we're always thinking we have more to do. But just for today, be present here in gratitude that you're starting your day right and that you've got your mind in the direction that you want to go. Let's take one more breath in. And I want you to reach both arms above the head, bringing them together, coming down, sealing your intention, your goal, that emotional state you want to be in. Come right between your breastbones and give yourselves, give God, give the universe, whatever it is to you, that gratitude for being here, for being present. All right. How we feeling out there, guys? Good? One of the things I love about breathing is through the busyness of the day, even pausing sometimes for 30 seconds, 1 minute, it can make all the difference in your state of mind and just pulling yourself back in, away from the distractions, away from things that aren't serving you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and draw a card for the group. So we'll do this today. We don't really follow a set outline. I really go where I am led. And interestingly enough, here is our card. Reframe to elevate the way you see something. Reframe to elevate the way you see something. I know that at times the way I look at things does not serve me well. However, I can intentionally reframe my view of a situation by choosing to look for the good. When I choose to reframe, I will elevate my thoughts and see a brighter picture. Flip the switch from seeing what does not serve you to the new view that will change the way you think about something forever. When you change the way you think, you will also change the way you feel. And Jen, you, pardon me, geez, you kicked us off with a really great story. And I'd love for you just to recap and tell the group just a little bit what happened. Are you good with that?
Yes, I am. Sorry, I was chewing.
No, you're all good. Yeah.
So I was explaining to Joan when people were logging on that I recently have gone through this new little stage in life that has brought me some anxiety. And I find myself to be most anxious while I'm driving. So recently I have stopped driving places, which obviously is not the route I should be going, but it was the easy way out. And when I say stop driving, I really drive about 15 minutes and that's about it. So it's very limited. It's around town. So recently, Saturday was my birthday and my sister asked me to go to breakfast. And it was a place that was 30 minutes away that I truly love. And right away, I made a million excuses. I told her I didn't have enough time. I told her I had appointments, which I do have an appointment. It was an 11 o'clock appointment and she was asking me to meet her at 8:30. So clearly that wasn't going to work. She kind of saw right through me, and I hung up the phone. I told her I could not make it. And then I said to myself, this is my birthday. I'm not going to stop living my life today. Today is not going to be the day that this wins. I'm going to win this today. And I drove 30 minutes and I went to breakfast, and it was amazing. She made it very special. She had balloons and flowers, and it was amazing. And I felt so free to overcome this that day. I mean, I can't say I'll overcome it every day, but I overcame it that day and I felt really good. I really did.
And I'm so thankful that you shared that and recapped with the gals that joined, because although I agree that Jen is saying, gosh, I don't know what tomorrow will bring. I don't know what next Wednesday will bring. But for that day, she was able to practice certain things that she knew. She phoned her husband, right? So she had what we'd call like a little bit of security, comfort, some support. And then she also was focusing her mind on how she wanted to feel. It's my birthday. I want to feel good. I feel good. This is a great day. I get to see my sister. We're going to the favorite place. And you can imagine how in her mind, she was thinking those things while driving. And she was able to break through. And here's what I would say. With practice, we can all break through anything we choose to. It is a matter of claiming your thoughts, being really mindful of where your thoughts are going. And my hope always on these calls is to elevate your awareness and your consciousness to understanding what does serve you and what doesn't. When we can figure these things out, these are the transformations that will change your whole life. And if we can focus on the good feeling thoughts that are empowering, that make us feel good about ourselves, good about, what you're doing or where you're going. Remember, it comes from within. And so many times when we choose to look at the outer environments and allow those things to dictate my feelings, I'm not really empowered. I'm now enabling my own self. Now just think about this for a minute. I don't know if this is the exact way I wanted to say it, but by allowing outside influences to dim my inner light, a better way to say this is I'm giving my power away. We're forgetting that we have the power to choose every single thought. Yesterday, I was actually working with someone briefly, and she asked me, how do you get out of a thought that you can't, it's almost like you're obsessing about it. And I said, that is a really, really good question. How do you get out of a thought that you're obsessing around? Well, you could draw a card and you could reread this until what? The thought completely changes and focuses over here. And you just keep reading it. I also use I am statements. So I have my own old school, because I make them myself, right? 3x5 note cards that are basically flashcards. And you can write 15 or 20 flashcards on a subject. You could literally Google I am statements for relationships. I am statements for leadership, for money, for, overcoming negativity. Do you get where I'm going? You can literally write some of these out. It'll take you less than 15 minutes, and now commit. Every time that a thought doesn't serve you during your day, whip those cards out. You'll start reading them and notice that your attention goes off of the thought that isn't serving you onto the thoughts that you want that will serve you. And you literally had a flip the switch moment. See that? You come out of the dark and you move into the light. So each one of us has the power to do that. And I believe that with practice, like I said, you can overcome anything because we create our realities starting right here in the mind, and then it begins to play out. All right. Okay. Who wants a card this morning? Who wants a card? All right, Denise, good morning, lady. How are you? Oh, I'm so glad. All right, Denise, here is your card. Sometimes the best thing to do is pause and check in with yourself. Sometimes I can easily explain the way I'm feeling, and other times I need to pause. I need to halt and ask myself. So let me explain this real quick. Oftentimes we can find ourselves in these places of like, yeah, I just don't feel quite myself, feeling a little blue. And I think often we just move on through the day, kind of go, well, that's just the way I feel. But what if we asked ourselves, am I hungry? This is the halt. Am I angry? Am I lonely? Am I tired? What is going on with me? So we can flip the switch from running on empty and pause to check in with ourselves and take care of you so that you can take care of others. So here's this card. And I like to say, get to the bottom of what's making you feel the way you feel. And we do that through self-coaching questions. So Denise, what do you have to say? Anything on that card?
Oh yeah, I had the craziest month. I don't even want to get into it. But yeah, it's a good reminder that I have to halt. I'm feeling great today. Finally, I'm back after a month. Like I got into a car accident, I had a concussion, my family had COVID, then my daughter had appendicitis, and then finally I stopped. I halt and I'm like, this is it. This is the last crazy thing that's going to happen to me this month. I'm done. Now just good things. And I started checking in with myself, but it took me a whole month to just really stop because I was going with the flow. And it's a great reminder that I have to halt. Definitely.
Have to halt. And here's the deal, guys. Remember, like in Denise's case, there are things that happen that are outside our control. We can't control, remember, people, places, or things. When we realize that, we then get to choose how we respond, not react, but how we respond. Remembering that we're not trees, right? Trees can't move. They're planted firmly and rooted in the ground. We have the power of choice. And you can choose exactly what you think every single day by your perception. And we also have to give ourselves a break because sometimes we can be in these places, and I've gotten to know myself fairly well over the years. I wake up at 5 a.m. most every morning. Toward the end of a work day, 4 or 5 o'clock, if I haven't ate properly, if I haven't taken a walk or got myself moving, I can become what I would call a little tired, kind of foggy, and my capacity to handle a situation isn't at the same level as it is at, let's say, 7 or 8 in the morning. Does that make sense? So for me, I don't want to make any big decisions at 4 or 5 at night. I really don't. I want to probably sleep on it and think about that in the morning. I also have to know when I can say yes to something and when I can say no. Because sometimes saying no is a service, not only to me, but to that other person. Does that make sense? I don't want to give somebody part of me that's not at my best. All right. Well, I want to just take a moment. Today, we're just doing a half hour, like I mentioned. I'm heading to a digital conference, and I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be sharing a little bit more, coming up this next couple weeks around some of these different trainings that I think can help all of you with your online businesses, no matter what company you're with, no matter what you're up to. And I also would love to hear more from you around certain subjects that you want to talk about when it comes to morning motivation. The idea here is that we are a community, a place where you can come and fill your cup, right? You can have this safe place to be able to share, like Jen did, how she overcame something. But it's also a place to come and say, I need some help and I need some support around this area. And I do want to make sure to each of you, sometimes there are sensitive areas. Feel free to reach out to me in instant messenger if you need to chat one-on-one about how to handle something, and something that maybe you don't really feel like sharing online here in this capacity. But know that, being here and filling your own cup, taking these practices and these principles will help you in your everyday life to live better, to make these small tweaks and changes that, the majority of things I train are very, very simple, but we have to practice. And when I say we have to, if we want to achieve that peaceful, joyful state, we recognize when we practice that we feel better. And that truly is the goal. So I want to wish everybody, oh, you're so welcome, Tammy. I want to wish everybody a very, very happy weekend. Have an incredible weekend out there. And I will be seeing you Monday morning, same time, same station. Bye, everyone. Have a great day.